pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gracious Lord, as we come before you this morning, we ask you to be with us and guide and direct us as we conduct the affairs of this county. The things that we do to prosper and keep people safe, work in this community, and we pass through here to track. We ask you to follow our county employees and give them full measure of safety as they go about their businesses as well. Just ask you to be with us now in Jesus' name. Entertain motion for the signing of the claims and minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved to second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We'll take care of that after the meeting. Any office holder or department head have?
Good morning. Glad I could join you, right? Any department head or office holder have business with the commissioners this morning? Okay, hearing none, we'll move right on to the Eagle Scout recognition. Does anyone here go do that, or do we do that? Okay. We have certificates. Okay, we have two young men with us today, Evan Brower and Logan Robertson. Would you please come forward? Right behind you.
Please.
I don't know if we need the microphone or not.
We have a recognition plaque we'd like to present today. It states the Kosciuszko County Commissioners hereby recognize the achievement of Evan Brower, Troop 726, on reaching the rank of Eagle Scout. Congratulations. On this day, December 14th, 2021, we'd like to recognize the outstanding and continued dedication to the cause of scouting. Congratulations on successfully completing and all requirements to achieve scouting's highest rank.
Class B underneath.
Kosciuszko County Commission to hereby recognize the achievements of Logan Robertson. Is that correct? Robertson. Troop 726 on reaching the rank of Eagle Scout on this day, December 14th, 2021. We would like to recognize your outstanding and continued dedication to the cause of scouting. Congratulations on successfully completing all requirements to achieve scouting's highest rank. Okay, let's step back to the front. We'll take a picture. Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. That's good information. County Attorney Ed Ormsby.
Yeah, we have a couple of matters under the county attorney today. The first one is the opioid settlement. It's a national settlement in which the state of Indiana is participating in and that the county has an opportunity to opt into as well. I'll read just a quick summary of that. After years of negotiations, two proposed nationwide settlement agreements have been reached that would resolve all opioid litigation brought by states and local political subdivisions against the three largest pharmaceutical distributors, McKesson, Cardinal Health, and AmerisourceBergen. Those are the distributors. And one manufacturer, Janssen Pharmaceuticals, and its parent company, Johnson & Johnson. The proposed settlements required the distributors and Janssen to pay billions of dollars to abate the opioid epidemic. Specifically, the settlements required the distributors to pay up to $21 billion over 18 years and Janssen to pay up to $5 billion over no more than 9 years for a total of $26 billion. Of the settlement amount, approximately $22.7 billion is earmarked for use by participating states and subdivisions to remediate and abate the impacts of the opioid crisis. We can participate as a county in that settlement by opting into it, and the state is encouraging all of the subdivisions to do just that. The more subdivisions that opt in, the more money that comes into the state. In exchange for the participation in the settlement amounts, we have to sign settlement documents, which are quite voluminous, but in essence provide that we would release those parties that I just mentioned from any further liability with regard to the opioid epidemic. It's my recommendation after reviewing the documents that the county go ahead and opt in to that and participate in the settlement. And I would suggest that the commissioners take up a motion that would allow the county to opt in and give the county administration authority to do that. And then also give authority for any one of the commissioners to sign the settlement agreements that are necessary to participate.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate that. The chair would entertain a motion to participate in the settlement.
I'll make a motion to participate in the settlement, and also that any of the commissioners can sign what documentation would need to be signed for that.
Okay. There being an integral part of your motion, is there a second?
I'll second that. I'm a little reluctant. I mean, I think if money's going to be out there anyways, that we might as well take advantage of that. But I do have kind of a problem with the overall philosophy that we try to find a scapegoat and pin it on them. But that's just kind of reminds me of the tobacco money, Bob, that we took years ago. Same thing. But again, the money's going to get spent. Might as well get spent here. So I'll second that.
And the settlement's already been
It's
completed, so.
It's been moved and seconded, and I kind of agree with you a little bit, Brad, but also in talking with numerous physicians in the community, these companies knew and knowingly and intentionally did this by selling the physicians on the fact that they could give these painkillers to their patients, and at any point in time they could just quit taking the painkiller and there'd be no residual effect. And that just was not the case. And so that's why I would accept your motion in a second. And all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Anything further, Ed?
Yeah, we have an amended capital improvement plan in order to adopt. It's short, I'll read it. Whereas the Indiana General Assembly has authorized counties to impose a county economic development income tax on the adjusted gross income of county taxpayers in accordance with Indiana Code 6-3.6. Whereas the Kosciuszko County Economic Development Income Tax imposed is at a rate of 0.3% annually on the adjusted gross income of county taxpayers, whereas Indiana Code 6-3.6-6.95C provides that a county, city, or town is to adopt a capital improvement plan in order to receive the additional funds. Now therefore be it ordered by the Court of Commissioners of Kosciuszko County, Indiana, that effective as of January 1, 2021, the amended and restated capital improvement plan of the county for 2021 to 2023 is adopted and attached here to as Exhibit A. That capital plan will be available to the public. That is presented for consideration on that order.
Okay.
You entertain a motion?
Yes.
I'd make a motion to accept.
Okay. It's been-
I'd second that. I just want to make sure to make it clear that this isn't a new tax. This is the same tax that we've still had on our local income. This is just the plan on which how we're going to use that money moving forward. So, so I'd make a second to that motion.
I'm
Okay.
glad you brought that up, Gary.
Yeah, that's a very important part. Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Think further, Ed?
Next, we have a memorandum of understanding between the town of Sydney and the county. I'll read the summary of that. This memorandum of understanding dated as of September 14, 2021. It's dated back to that period of time because we've been doing some work in the town of Sydney, Indiana. Whereas the owner, that's the town, is owner of certain property, the county would like to utilize a portion of that land in the town of Sydney for operation of a countywide public safety radio system and broadband internet. The county will install a new 180 feet tall self-support lattice type tower to provide radio communications coverage for the public safety radio system and broadband internet in Kosciuszko County. This will be for a term of 50 years. The town of Sydney is not charging the county for this, but the town of Sydney may be able to get some benefits from that tower being arranged there. That has been agreed upon by the parties. The town of Sydney may have signed last night, and I would recommend that the county go ahead and enter into this agreement.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve and just for
Is there a second?
more clarification on that, just this is we're on our public safety communication, this is a fourth tower that we're going to be sticking down at Sydney. There's a grade relief down into the Eel River Valley that was going to cause some shadowing that we weren't able to have the coverage that we were hoping to have in our public safety communication. And this is going to allow us to have that full coverage over the whole county, as well as benefit, the community down there. So,
Sure. You bet.
I would second that.
It's been moved and seconded. We already had discussion. Thank you, Gary. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Very good. Further, Ed?
Next, we have the redistricting of the commissioner districts for the county. An ordinance to do so. I'll read that ordinance. An ordinance to redistrict the county commissioner districts after the 2020 federal decennial census. Whereas Indiana Code 36-2-2-4A requires that a county be divided into 3 county commissioner districts that are contiguous and reasonably compact. Whereas the same statute states that a division shall be made during the first year after a year in which a federal decennial census is conducted. And whereas a federal decennial census was conducted in 2020, now therefore the following is hereby ordained by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Kosciuszko. The districts for the Kosciuszko County Commissioners shall now be as shown on the map attached hereto and filed with the Kosciuszko County Circuit Court Clerk in accord with Section 2 below. Number 2, this ordinance and attached map shall be recorded with the Kosciuszko County Recorder, and the map attached hereto shall be filed with the Kosciuszko County Circuit Court Clerk not later than 30 days after the date of this ordinance pursuant to Indiana Code 36-2-2-4H. The map is at the back table and is available for viewing. One of the commissioners or all the commissioners may want to make some comment on that map and the drawing of the lines in those 3 districts.
Do you have anything?
Not really, we're just trying to balance it out the best we can.
yeah, I mean, I think, there was some annexations that took place in both Warsaw and Winona Lake, so I know that changed some of the boundaries, as well as just trying to better balance the number of people in each district. So,
That's the reason we kept the middle district as contiguous as we could, so that it was as compact as it could and still try to meet the requirements that we have. So I think it's fairly well balanced, as much as we can make it that way. So
And the thing too, like Bob, you'd mentioned at one point, is that the whole county votes on commissioners anyway, so that,
yeah,
I mean, we want to keep it balanced, but it's not quite as critical for representation because everybody in the county can vote on each one of us.
Sure.
So,
Okay,
are you looking for a motion?
make a motion.
Make a motion to accept the redistricting map.
Okay,
Second that.
it's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Next on the agenda, we have a similar ordinance for the council districts. Council districts are to be divided into 4 districts, and those districts are shown on the map that is attached to the ordinance. That is, I won't read that ordinance, it's the same as the last ordinance, just with regard to a different statute. But it has to be done every year after a federal decennial census, so we have to do that as well. That map is also available at the back table and to the public and will be filed with the circuit court clerk. So that ordinance is presented, and if any comment wants to be made on that map and the drawing of those lines, you can do so now.
Are there any comments?
I mean, just the same thing that pretty much these districts pretty well stayed the same except for where annexations happened in the city of Warsaw and the town of Winona Lake to try and make sure that all those boundaries, that District 3 was pretty much the city of Warsaw and the town of Winona Lake's boundaries. So
Those
I'm
numbers
making a motion to approve.
keep growing. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Do we accept the council districts as redistricted? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your due diligence in this regard. Marcia McSherry, County Administrator.
Yes, I have 3 ARPA grants to present to you today. The first one is for $2.4 million. This is for the Public Safety Communications Project. This will be to help with the installation of the project, the towers and equipment to provide critical public safety communication infrastructure. The second one is a Public Safety Communications Project edit reimbursement. Before we received the ARPA dollars, there was a time frame from March 3rd to the time that the grant was actually, the dollars were actually received and the grant was set up that we could actually get reimbursement for invoices that had been already paid out of the edit fund, and that's for $522,881.48. And the last one is for administrative expenses for $771,669.85. This will cover any kind of administrative expenses that occurs with administration of the grant, legal opinions on expenditures from the grant dollars, et cetera. We arrived at this, it was a recommended 10% of the $7.4 million that was received by the county in May, and that's how we arrived at the dollar amount for this administrative expenses grant. These grants have all been presented to the ARPA committee, and the ARPA committee has approved those and passed them on. The council has heard these grants, and there was a unanimous recommendation to move forward with these. So the last part of this process is to the commissioners to seek approval for these grants.
Okay, so we need a motion to accept the,
I'd make a motion to approve.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you, Marcia.
That's all I have, thank
That's
you.
a lot. That's good. Thank you. Appreciate everything you do. County Auditor Michelle Puckett's not here today, and her office has no report. Thank you, ladies. County Highway, Steve Moriarty has nothing for us today. Good to see you back, Steve. And we need to elect officers for 2022. And the floor is open for suggestions and recommendations and motions, so have your poison.
What's that?
If you have a motion, make it.
I'd make a motion that Carrie's president, I'm vice president,
I'm a member.
and you're a member.
Say member. Okay, member.
Second
Okay.
that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Very good. Any other business to come before the commissioners today? For what purpose does the person rise?
Thank you. My name is Tim Sammons, Chief of Pierceton Police. A few weeks, or actually a month or so ago, I came before the commissioners and was asking for possibilities with funding for the police department for in-car radios and portable radios. And between now and then, I did apply for a JAG grant. And I know behind the scenes, a lot of people were working diligently, Marcia, on the funding through the American Rescue Plan Act, and that was approved by the commissioners and county council. So purpose of me being here today is to thank you. I know a lot of times people appear and they ask for things, and things get granted and awarded, or don't get a grant and awarded, and people never return to tell you how grateful they are. So I wanted to personally appear in front of you to let you know I appreciate the hard work behind the scenes to make that happen. I know there was a lot of people working on that behind the scenes with Marcia's office and the council and the commissioners. As I was sitting here today, I did get notification that the JAG grant was awarded.
Congratulations.
So I think what I'd like to do is maybe talk with Marcia's office and see what would be the best fit to move forward with that, and get some insight from her. My plan was to also appear in front of the county council, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make it. One of my new officers, Ashley Jones, back there was graduating from the police academy in Plainfield.
Morning, Ashley.
So you're going to see Ashley out and about, trying to give her some admin responsibility. So newer officer, newer face coming forward. So once again, thank you for your hard work with the radio project, all the way from the towers to the in-car systems and to the portables. So once again, thank you very much for that.
There is something, I think, in that settlement or in that agreement that addresses that. So along with the other communities who've applied for grants and received those grants. So that's already been taken care of. We just need to cross the T's and dot the I's. So.
Yep. So I'll, like I said, meet with Marcia at some point and see what would be the best route as far as the ARPA or the JAG. So like I said,
Thank you. That's kind of you to come before us and make that statement, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
That means a lot, Tim. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate your hard work.
And Ashley, if you're running radar on Pierceton Road, I see you every time I come into town, so don't try to hide, okay? There's three cars that set along that road, and for 3 cars, one of them's a cop car, okay? So I know that. Thank you. Keep up the good work, and congratulations on being Pearson's newest officer. Appreciate that. Okay, and last of all, we've been blessed by having media cover our meetings forever, and the quality of people that come to do that, we've just been in awe at the way they conduct themselves and handle the business and report our meetings. And we found out that Alaska Randall's this is their last meeting covering the commissioners' meetings, but you're going to move on and stay in the news media. So do you have anything you'd like to say? Or?
I don't like to make me cry.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll miss everybody here.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed getting to know everybody at these meetings.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Well, thank you much for your participation, and Godspeed to you. Okay.
So, Lasco, you have to forgive me if I accidentally text you about a question or something, because it's just a habit, so.
That's fine.
All right.
He texted me about a birthday party, and I have no idea. No, I'm just kidding. Anything further? Hearing none, we'll see you back here next year, January 4th. Thank you.